Hello and welcome to Season 8 of WRYAT, New Orleans' formerly fifth-ranked public radio station, broadcasting to you live from a recently renovated Airbnb located off of South Carrollton across the street from the recently renovated Popeyes. Unfortunately, due to recent budget cuts to public broadcasting, WRYAT has lost its status as a public radio station. But we here at WRYAT are committed to bringing you the most entertaining content from around the parish and surrounding areas, which is why we are proud to announce that our station has secured the funding necessary to continue our endeavors. We hope you'll join us in welcoming our new corporate overlords at the Private Radio Network, or PRN for short, as they generously pour money into our coffers to produce the content they deem suitable for public indoctrination. And now, please enjoy our regularly scheduled programming only on WRYAT, the nation's 397th ranked private radio station.
Hello again, everybody. This is Roddy D'Amico.
And this is Donnie D'Amico.
And you're listening to
Boat Talk.
As you all know, we're a show. You call in. You've been doing it for
God knows.
Certain long amount of time.
Feels long to me.
And we're here to answer your questions. The only difference from our other shows is that now the people who run the show are no longer the same people that were running the show our last show.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We've now been absorbed by private radio now, still PRN. They sued public radio now for infringing upon their initials. Yeah. And now they just kind of bought up the whole thing and swallowed it. They could have gone on there, and the board says, okay, we still want Boat Talk, so private radio now it is. We're now a private radio station.
Yeah. Your normal, like, twins devouring one another in the womb kind of situation.
Yeah, just simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the show this time because we got a special show. I know this is going to be a great question when the caller comes in. And I, myself, am just trying to get my stuff more organized.
I've been looking forward to it all day, too, myself. Like, just giving myself a little something, like a treat every day. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to have a good caller. We're going to have a good call and a good boat talk. So why don't we go to the lines right now?
Let's get that
call.
Let's get that clicking. That's what drives me. All right, caller. You're calling in the Boat Talk. Why don't you give me your question?
Yeah, this is Ainsley Morris. I just moved into a new neighborhood, and I got invited to the neighborhood regatta that happens every year. Is there any etiquette that I should follow going to this regatta for the first time? Should I bring my dog to this regatta, or is that inappropriate for regattas in general? Like, I'm not going to have him drive or anything. I just want my dog there, and he can meet the neighbors.
I would have loved to have let him keep talking, but that was a great question.
Yeah, wonderful question. Every single part of it was perfect.
I know. That's why I was like, wow, I could have let him keep asking it forever and ever. But here's the thing. What the hell was he? What's the question again?
Listen, as everything that I just heard and anticipated inside of my brain cells it's a classic Shaggy DA kind of situation on this poor man.
Oh, this guy's actually like turning into a dog and going to regattas?
That's what I'm going to safely assume on there, because like all signs point to that this poor man has like some kind of lycanthrope type thing.
It is true. Yeah, because you never really got into it, but you did want them to. It was like, okay, but where on the totem pole is like, or I guess rather spectrum, but like where does the Shaggy DA relate to, like, the lichens in like Underworld or something? This man might be the answer. We're talking a missing link here. And he's probably struggling with that intensely because he just, now he's in a social situation. Is he going to turn into a dog? Is he going to be the dog that day? What does a dog do at a boat party, a fakasha, whatever you call it?
Yeah, is he going to be a dog wearing a captain's hat? Is he going to be a dog walking around talking about laws or something like that?
Wearing glasses.
Glasses.
Could be wearing glasses.
Or like those really tight white pants.
Or glasses.
Yeah, exactly. And these are all questions that need to be really carefully assumed before you
hop in there. Yeah, you don't want to just hop in there. That's why we could have just let him keep going, but I guess he did hang up. It is over. But I wish I could have answered each and every one of those questions. But the fact of the matter is we just don't have the time to do that.
Don't have the time to do that because it's much like that one time when you had that case of lycanthropy, but it wasn't necessarily the dog you turned into.
Summer 04, baby.
Yeah, it was
Lycanthrope summer.
Yeah, like every time like the sun came up at about 11:35 a.m., like you would turn in, like your hair would start turning black, start getting straighter, curved right in front of your eyes around them got a little bit darker, your eyelashes poked out a little bit. You always talked about how much your dad was like the worst, and then you like had a guitar for some reason that would just kind of morph out of your tum-tums.
Yeah, we were watching Teen Wolf that summer.
Ah.
There's a lot of Teen Wolf.
Ah, shit.
I mean, I did use it as an opportunity to complain about Dad a lot, but I mean, what don't I?
Yeah, I'm kind of confusing that between like an emo phase, Teen Wolf, and, just 2004.
2004. Well, I did think I was turning into a German Shepherd for a while, though, after watching it, but it turned out to just be, oddly enough, dysentery.
Yeah, yeah. So,
don't drink the water at the regatta. I'll tell you that much. I don't care if you're a dog or not. Don't you dare drink the water at the regatta.
Yeah, especially out of the like one water fountain in the back over by the bathrooms. Like you might be like, oh, it'd be safe. It's been cleaned.
It's by the bathrooms. It's at the regatta. Don't drink it.
Anyway,
I think that's enough, right?
Yeah. So that probably answered your question.
I'm sure there's more to learn from our side. There's more to learn from yours, but all you need to know: don't drink the water at the thing you go into. It's stupid. Teen Wolf, though.
Yeah. So anyway, Regina's dogs.
Enjoy.
That's our time.
That's our time. Okay. All right. This has been for boat talk. This has been Donnie D'Amico.
This has been Ronnie D'Amico.
Don't drink the water.
Well, I was going to say see you in the water.
Oh, let's do that too.
Okay. You ready? Don't drink the water. God damn it.
I almost fucked it up.
We messed this up.
This is hard.
Oh.
Richard Lawson is terrified. Terrified he may not wake up tomorrow morning. You see, Richard doesn't trust his old tape rub to get him through his day. Introducing Thibodeau Tape Rub. Thibodeau Tape Rub is a name you trust for lubricated dependability. With over 17 different styles priced from only $4.98, there's an estate your taint will be in that Thibodeau Tape Rub can't help with. Is your taint sweaty and soggy at the end of a long day? Thibodeau Tape Rub with crushed up saltines will dry it out. Does your wife wrinkle her nose every time you drop your drawers and let your boys hang free? Thibodeau Taint Rub with Crystal Hot Sauce will give your downstairs the spice it needs to be invited upstairs. Does your son refuse to play intramural football this season and instead just wants to stay inside and play those damn video games and has 8 stands who watch their Twitch stream and are now making more money through their TikTok than you do, and you have to sit at a daiquiri shop after work and think about where you messed up your life and how you can try to get back on track? Well, Thibodeau Taint Rub with menthol will give your neighbors a refreshing smell that will last all day. After all, before you wake up for another day, a tape rub has let you feel like you have everything together. Thibodeau Taint Rub, the tape rub that won't let you down.
Yeah. There we go. A happy little blue La MA logo. That'll be 1 cigarette, senor.
Gracias, Robos.
Oh. Hello there. Rob Boss here. I know many of you have not heard from me in a while, and there's a very good reason for that. As some of you may already know, I'm in prison, and I suppose it's time to paint the picture as to why. You see, on January 6, 2021, in a sojourn for inspiration, I attend a certain political gathering of sorts to witness what was sure to be a patriotic scene for the ages and transcribe that moment in the only language I know. art. So once the barriers were breached and I took the opportunity to enter our beautiful nation's capital to set up my easel and canvas, then paint what I saw. However, a fellow art lover pursued an alternative medium and took said easel that I brought in and then used it to attack a security guard with a great gusto in a moment of grandeur, self-exploration to be sure. Now, see, when all was said and done, they decided to charge me with accessory to high treason and declared me a threat to the U.S. government as I was the owner of the easel, which is now legally referred to as a blunt weapon. It was also alleged that I was the one who shit on a portrait of Nancy Pelosi. And while I stand by art not being a crime, the judge ruled otherwise, and my lawyers have advised me to no longer comment on this subject. Unfortunately, this isn't Rob's first experience with the government oppressing the arts, so I was well ready with several other artists I've made previous contact with already waiting for me to have some stuff on the inside. So, despite being locked up in Angora State Penitentiary, I will continue to do my patriotic duty to this fine country and preserve its fine arts no matter where I end up. You know, they say real art is in the eye of the butt holders, and I now have a deeper appreciation for that phrase, as getting art supplies on the inside has been difficult to say the least. See, I gave up getting tubes of paint in, as they always ended up coming in brown. And the brushes always smelled funny. Don't even get me started on what I had to actually do to get a canvas and easel. Blunt weapon. However, I finally got my hands on an electronic toothbrush, which I rigged with a thread needle from the textiles wing and fashioned myself this little boy. That's right, a genuine prison tattoo, which I have to say has made me quite the popular fellow on the inside. Well, that and shanking the previous tattoo guy every time he got out of the medical wing. Initially, I only had soot and spit to make black ink with. But since then, I've expanded my visual spectrum to include shower grout green, cafeteria corn yellow. We got state issue orange and paint thinner blue. It's my favorite. All homemade original colors of my own metalins. Well, that's pretty much the picture up to now, and I am so glad you could finally join me again on a spiritual journey of live art. So grab your own makeshift tattoo gun. Let's melt down some plastic items of your favorite color. Let's grab a hat, grab a slab of pork skin, and join me on today's doodle myself, but with you now. Joining me today for my state-mandated 15 minutes of rec time outside of solitary confinement is Little John Stud, who has a very special request that I think we can help him with. Hello, John. Welcome to the show. Please have a seat on the toilet right here.
Thanks for fitting me in, Rob. Excited to finally put the family colors on display.
Absolutely. Now let's make that family proud, shall we? What can I do for you today?
All right. I want to take a picture of the Last Supper by Da Vinci, but on my chest.
Coming right up. Okay, coming up. All right.
But make them all dogs, like a pack of street dogs, to represent my new pack of brothers, with a golden retriever as Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I'm getting that. All right, that's for you right there. Mm-hmm.
And instead of plates, they're eating out of bowls filled with blood, but the blood of our enemies' blood,
Yeah, like it's been there forever. Okay, no problem.
And let's set this at a TGI Fridays. Make it feel more modern. And instead of that dark-looking medieval tavern or whatever.
Okay, we're gonna add some flair now. We're just putting flair on.
Can you also have all them dogs smoking cigars and playing poker? I love smoking cigars and playing poker with my brothers.
Absolutely wouldn't have it any other way.
And how about let's make everything on fire? Not like burning shit down fire, but like general ambiance hellscape type fire. Like they're all in TGI Fridays in hell or something.
Okay, this is fine. I'm just gonna do this with you. That's fine.
Let's have that golden retriever Jesus holding like an AK-47 in one hand and a dead duck in the other.
All right. Okay. All right.
And how about he's also wearing a camo hat, but with a Confederate logo on it? Let everyone know that Jesus dog ain't the one to be fucking with right now.
Oh, all right. I guess I'm gonna put a star on that.
All right.
Anything else?
Oh shit, yeah, I almost forgot. Can you put, this is real personal, can you put R.I.P. Mom in big cursive letters above it all, and then 1969 to 2020 below?
Okay, do you want the periods in between that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
All right. What do you think now?
Hey, this shit's upside down!
I mean, from your perspective, I'd imagine so. But that's the funny thing about art, isn't it?
My perspective is the only one that matters, art boy. My brothers are going to bleed me for insulting the gang colors like this.
I can understand your frustration, but I assure you that we can find a remedy suitable for all parties.
I'm gonna shank you.
Break it up, you two. Break it up. Rob, unfortunately, the government didn't call, so it's time to take you to the chair for high treason.
Thank heavens, okay, thank heavens, just in the nick of time. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Fellow art lovers, thank you for loving art. Thanks for listening in, and I look forward to making art with all of you again on the other side.
All right, leave the tattoo gun.
Oh, just got it.
We pause our current programming to remind you that you're listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' 397th ranked private radio station, presented by the Private Radio Network. This episode is brought to you by corporate greed. Enjoy WRYAT for free while you can, before the paywall goes up.
Good evening. We here at Y'all Things Considered know you like to leave the news on for your dogs. So we decided we're just going to make news for dogs. This is your lead reporter, Jack Russell. Good evening, good boys and girls. Do you want to hear the news? Do you want to hear the news? Do you want to hear the news? Yeah, you do, good listeners. This is Y'all Things Considered. Headlines for the dogs. A mid-city mutt was gunned down in Uptown. The State Paw Patrol is on the scent. Teen dogs online are barking over the most recent viral sensation of a photograph that shows a dress that's gray and black. Or is it black and gray? We asked the photographer of said image to say what he thought, and he responded, quote, "Woof." Vacuum season is coming up. Local dogs are howling mad. The Army Kennel of Purebred Engineers issued warnings for digging holes in the levee this hurricane season. Talk about a rough situation. It was recently voted that in Louisiana, all obedient schools should have the 10 Commandments listed on their wall, regardless if the dogs have a master or not. This has been Y'all Things Considered, Headlines for Dog. I'm Jack Russell, and remember, keep your nose up and keep those paws out. The following show is sponsored by the St. Tammany Travel Commission.
Would you like to make a wish that you were anywhere but mid-city?
Fuck! I need it bad!
There's always more to do, and festival season never seems to end.
Holy Christ! I need it bad!
You need the sunshine, weed guys, flood zones, and that firework gorilla.
when you need it best. The deal's got it good. We finally closed Scuttlebutts forever. Come to Slidell, you can find parking. North Shore, proud North Shore Grand St. Tammany Travel Commission.
How y'all doing out there? Yes, it is me, DJ Loop Guru, back on WRYAT Private Radio. I say private, y'all, because we're no longer affiliated with PRN, but we are now affiliated with PRN, if that makes sense. You see, it was Public Radio Now. Now, it's Private Radio Now. It's a different company. Same initials. Well, I have a special interest piece I'd like to do today for my musical experience. It's not a music calendar, but more of a fever dream music inspiration. You see, I had a dream. You see, that last night, I was looking into the full-length body mirror in the WRYAT studio recording booth. I was just looking into my eye. I was thinking, what if I was a dog? You know, not like the Were Coyote incident from season whatever it was, but like a full-time DOG dog. You see, I kept looking into my eyes and just deeper this time. And I felt an itch. It was creepy crawling up my back. It was coming. And I'm not talking about the band itch. They were pretty good. So, you know, I scratched it, y'all. I scratched this itch with my back paw. My back paw! I was a dog for real, and not a cool one either. I was an old basset hound. Boo. I just howled and cried, and it sounded like I was just howling, I'm sure. I was a dog, and it felt real, like God, the big dog in the sky, heard my thoughts and made it happen. So I guess I felt inspired, y'all. Like, yeah, I'm a dog, and I'm going to make some noise now. I can't be DJ Loop Guru anymore. Let's see what I can do. I mean, they call it the dog days of summer. I never knew what they were talking about, but this was my year. Y'all, come to find out, I could not do much like I could before I got turned into the sad old basset hound. Like, let me go down this list of things I made. Like, let me go down this checklist I made. Can I wake up? Yeah, I can do that as a dog. Can I wash my face and brush my teeth? I can't do that as a dog. Can I use the restroom? It took a bit, but I was able to use the toilet as a dog, yes. Can I get dressed? You can't do that as a dog. That's going to look silly. Could I ride the bus to work? You can't do that as a dog unless you chase them. And still, come on, that's besides the point. Open the door to the radio station? Can't do that as a dog, and they don't have a doggy door. So I just had to sit outside, select albums, and pull them off of their shelf and be able to play them on the record player. Get out of town. Could I still be the Shaggy DJ? Yes, I could. Yes, absolutely. Could I order lunch? You can't do that as a dog. Could I eat the lunch? Yes, I could do that as a dog. But it wasn't my lunch, but it was delicious. Can I deposit my cash? Could I deposit or cash my check? No, you can't do that as a dog. They don't let dogs into the bank unless you're being guided in. Can I go on a date with the nice food radio program host, Poppy Seed Taker? No, you can't do that as a dog. But if I did go on a date with her, could I get her to rub my belly while I was laying on my back? Probably. She seemed very nice. Could I lick her face? Yeah, if she consents, I'll be down and lick that face. Could I go to sleep? Yeah, I could do that as a dog. You see, look, that was not so enjoyable probably to hear. Okay, so look, I realized I had a strange new appetite besides my new appearance, y'all, okay? Y'all, I was eating turds. Not just my own, but other dogs' turds, and especially the cats out back from the studio. I was consistently licking myself, sadly below the belt. A lot of gnawing on my paws, y'all. I was just like walking up to other dog randos and just being like, who is this? Sniffing their butt. And then blam, I knew their whole story and what they've been up to during the day before we met. I also found out that I could run faster than the truck with all the dogs in the cages. And oh boy, that was kind of fun to chase around them for a while. And the man, he almost caught me in that net. But every time he got real close, he would put his hands around me. I try to bite him because he would try to give me some food stuff. And I was like, oh no, I'm just going to take a little nibble at this hand. They always said not to do that. But maybe that just applies to the humans. But as a dog, I'll highly recommend that when that man comes, just bite his hands. Okay, y'all. That's about it, I think. Because, then I woke up and I wasn't a dog anymore. I just had that walking pneumonia. That's it. I got some antibiotics and I feel much better now. So I'll be back tomorrow with an updated musical calendar probably. Until then, remember, if you really want to see God, put a dog in front of a mirror. Or is that the word dog? Till next time. How? I'm better. I'm okay.
Thank you for listening to WRYAT, presented by the Private Radio Network. If you liked what you heard, be sure to wear a suit and tell PRN thank you when you get a chance. See you next time, New Orleans.